Good morning, everyone. Hope you're all doing good. Hope you had a wonderful Monday. It was quite a relatively good day, I think, in the markets. There were some nice opportunities, maybe short-term opportunities, but it was a good day. Just once again, want to reiterate how price moves from one liquidity point to another. If this is our swing range, this is our dealing range, this is the range that we're dealing within, we're looking for price to move from a premium to a discount. So primarily sells. Obviously we can take counter trend trades like I did as well, but the main objective is sells. We've been moving up, so we've been mitigating, moving down, we broke structure over there. So where is our cleanest, closest point of interest for liquidity? Remember, imbalance, order block, old high low. The first one is a imbalance zone. Have that over there on the 4-hour. Price reaches into it, reacts off of it, and it pushes lower. Next up is the next liquidity point. We have this old low over here on the 4-hour. We have this 4-hour order block zone consolidation. Maybe refine it to that last candle over there. So I do think price is going to move towards the downsides. So step one, our high time frame bias has been confirmed or established. Our hypothesis for the day. Let's see now the 1-hour. The 1-hour, we have our days, we have our reaction points, and we now look at the 1-hour POIs, points of references and imbalances and so on. So we can now just take this away and put the line over there, and we just say mitigated. So I know in my head that we have been there, we've rejected it, we took the liquidity above these areas, and we're moving down towards the downside. So now I can mark in the new elements for the day. I know I'm mostly looking for sells, so I'm going to be marking the previous day's low more prominent than the highs. So I'm going to note the highs as well, but the lows is more important for me. So we have the previous day's low, and we have the high over there. So now we know what is our dealing range on the 1-hour, the range that we are dealing within, just the dealing range, or how price is being dealt, and we're dealing within this range. Now I need to note where is my next order blocks, liquidity points, and so on. So we have fair imbalance over here. We have a 1-hour order block over there as well. I'm not sure if I have one for imbalance. No, I don't. I'm guessing it should be something a light color that's not as conspicuous, maybe a green. Let me just set it to the back, and let's just make it like this. Let's put some text on it. Balance, and I'm really fond of that color. Let's do that. Let's keep with that looks nice over gray. And I'm just going to quickly save this. Sorry, should have done this a long time ago. Okay, now we have our imbalance, we have our order block. We can also now just, instead of having the high and the low, we can use our tool and we can say those are the highs and the lows of the days, the 0 and the 1. We want to be selling in the premium area, which is above, which is in this region. So obviously we'll be looking for sells around this area. Now this is all the 1-hour, so now we can look at price action in this space. Now we can go to the 50-minute. Here we can mark out, just see our Asian high and low, Asian session, boom, boom. Well, it's actually in line with that one, so we could just turn that off. And this is then our Asian high. Okay, and we can just maybe move this one a bit. That's okay. That's our high and our low. It's not as clean movement, but we've been not really going anywhere. Kind of look, you can dissect it a bit more. Kind of had a sweep over here, so kind of want to see this high broken and then continuation up. But back to the 1 hour. For me, the scenario would be looking something like this now, where I would be looking for price to make a push up into one of these areas and then see the continuation towards the downside. I don't really think we'll go all the way up higher. It is possible, obviously anything is possible, but how I analyze and how I'm looking for trades, this is what I'm looking for and how I am seeing it. So yes, let's see how it does play out. I'm just going to quickly hide the days of the week. So we know it's Tuesday and we can now see just a bit clearer, just a little bit less lines. We have our London Open over there, marked by the blue line, and on the 15-minute we need to just identify on the 15-minute. It's difficult to see anything in this region because it's just so messed up. So what I could do, just take it to that candle. You can see there's the real imbalance on the 15-minute. So that's definitely an area for me, and it aligns with the 50%, which is good as well. Not seeing really any imbalances further up along the line, so quite skeptical to be taking any shorts or to expect price to go up higher. It's possible, obviously, but yes, I'm not going to go lower than 50 minutes because I want to be trading with the high time frames in an intraday level. So that's my 1 hour area. So we have that pink zone over there, refined, and then obviously the 1 hour order block where we can look for price to give us some action in there. We can also just place tool on it and we can see then where our 50% off that zone is. So looking for sells, but looking to sell higher and then all the way towards the downside. We have some downside potential, but this low would be the target because that is the sell side liquidity over there. So that would then be my target for, if I take sells in here, that would be the target. So let's see how this day progresses, but that is then in short what I am looking at and what I'm hoping to see happening. Nice liquidity being built up here, the imbalance, the order block. I'm not really fond of this order block. We have left some small amount of imbalance there as well. We can just put this line over there. Don't want to put too many lines, then it can get confusing. But a little bit of imbalance just below that order block, so it does count for something. As you know, we like to see the imbalance above or below an order block which strongly broke structure. So this technically is a very good area to be looking for shorts. So that is the idea. We'll see what the session opening brings, but that is then in a nutshell what I'm looking at on GU. Let's hop onto EU. Let's hop onto EU and just see what's going on there. So this is the point now where I get confused with the different time zones. Not the different time zones, the different pairs like GU and EU. Thinking that GU on the 4 hour, EU on the 4 hour has been making a nice push towards downside. We broke below this area and now it feels like we should be going up, making that retracement to something a little higher. But now the thing is, if we'll have to need to discuss and see how the correlation is between the two, because GU looks like we can still carry on. We've already made a bit of a retracement and correction, so it feels like we can just be continuing on lower towards the downside. That's now the whole situation, the problem. If EU is going to make a steeper pullback, then that will somehow affect EU, GU as well. And EU will do that if the dollar index, the DXY, does that. So if the dollar index makes a steep pullback, then we'll see that happening on EU as well. So we can mark out a few areas. You can see we can mark out that area. We can mark out these lows. We can mark out that imbalance over there as well. All of this empty space over here as well. You can also see if we put the premium discount tool on there, we have a nice range to go down into this discounted area that we can look for price to react from. In this area, the 50% of this area aligns with this order block here as well, which is then a 4 hour zone. I don't like that black lines anymore. I'll take that away. A 4 hour zone there as well. So there's a lot of confluences for the dollar to go towards the downside. You can see we have the imbalance over there. We have a lot of empty space over here as well. We have that liquidity below that low. This order block, we have it aligning with the discounted area. So I really can see price coming down lower and reaching for these areas on the 4 hour time frame. So that will definitely happen. So if the dollar is going to really dump like that, that means the pound will be strengthening, and then the pound will be going higher. Sorry. And it does look like it's going to come higher, because this feels like a very corrective move. If we can see a lot more stronger impulses towards the upside, and then coming down, it looks a lot more corrective. So saying that, I'm not 100% sure that we will reach this zone, to be honest. I do think that we might see price rallying up soon. It's just worthy to note we have this order block as well. We'll just say this is our current 4 hour order block. So now we can definitely expect price to push down into this area, but I do think that we can expect price to rally up further up into this liquidity that we have above these highs. So you can just make that a gold, nice liquidity. Can expect price then to move up into this area to the, I'm not going to give it round numbers, but somewhere up there. So that is then the only thing that we need to be concerned of. If we just look at the 50-minute and we just leave our bias at the door, and we look at how price has swept these lows, we start pushing up, but we haven't broken above yet. So technically, we're still rather bearish, because we're still expecting the bearish order flow. Meaning order flow just meaning structure. Where is the structure that we're respecting? We're still structurally respecting this order block. We are pushing away from it. So we need to see whether we're going to break down below this low now and then continue down lower. But we also know we can expect the manipulation move around the session openings, a false move in a false direction. So we need to pay attention to what's going to happen at around London Open, because that will be indicative of what can be expected for the rest of the day. We can still see today price pushing lower, and then Wednesday we see the reversal, or Thursday we see the reversal towards the upside. Because I do think it is plausible that price can be moving up higher still, and not as low as we would expect, because it's probably very obvious that we're expecting price to go lower into these areas. On the forward kind of makes sense. But also there's evidence for price to go higher, so we just need to keep that in mind. Sorry, back to EU. Yes, actually the opposite of what we've drawn on the dollar index is accurate for EU, because they're so correlated. So we have that liquidity area over there. We would say maybe somewhere around here would be our order block and this will probably be our cleanest range that we're currently working within, the high and the low, the range that we're moving in, and we can note the various order blocks and imbalances and things like that. So there's our range, and we're looking for price to come back up higher to sell again. So we're looking for that retracement. So obviously then longs can be in play, I do believe, on EU, but we need absolutely clear confirmation that we are going higher. As you can see, we're starting to see that shift in structure, but still we have a few things that can act as a catalyst for price to go lower. We can see that we have here the 15-minute imbalance. And we did, yes, we made it. We have here the 15-minute imbalance. We have liquidity above these highs, which I do fancy. I do think it's plausible, possible that price can push up into this area and then push towards the downside. We have London, Frankfurt open over there, and we have our London open right over there. So two areas where price can give us an impulse and a move up. But what I would also, what I'm liking to see is that we kind of broke now above this structure. So we have this structure towards the upside. So we've created a low, we created a higher high compared to this high. So there was a lower high, this is now a new higher high. So you can possibly see a shift in structure. You can see we moved down and then we're starting to move up again. So we're kind of seeing that structure shift. So from this point on, we would actually then like to see a pullback and then a continuation up higher into all of these, well, a lot of areas above, up there on a higher time frame that we can be targeting. So the 50-minute isn't as clean and clear, as a lot of wicks and stuff. You can just see, we can just see that we are respecting 50-minute bullish order flow now. So there was our imbalance, and we can see that this wick has respected that imbalance and we're starting to push towards the upside. If we now break above this high and close above it, then that will mean that this is correct, this tap in is correct, and our order flow has shifted towards the upside and we are a bit more bullish now. So I do think that there's definitely some potential for price to be going higher, and it is evident on the 50-minute, but we just need to pay attention to some of the other things that's still in play as well. Can you quickly look at the 5-minute, see what's the story over here. So this was actually a very nice move. We broke liquidity above this low, tapped into that imbalance on the 15-minute, and we're starting to push up. So now definitely I want to see how price reacts around this area. What is the situation in this area, or do we cleanly break it? Because chances are that we can react off of it and push down lower. So we need just to pay attention to that as well. So this is now all a bit more information regarding scalping or short, very short-term intraday trading. So we need to keep those things in mind. You can see the price just sweat below these lows and then start pushing towards the upside. So we can actually count this as a sweep in a sense, because it did sweep below these lows and then started pushing towards the upside with momentum. That's important. We're seeing that momentum. So currently this price action is showing me that we're starting to shift towards the downside. The other thing is that we are creating now another liquidity low over here as well, which can be swept, and we can possibly see price going lower, maybe towards this range. All of these down candles before the big up movement, looking for potentially a long trade within this region. Looks big, but we can make it 1.7 pips. That's very small. So that's then something that I'm looking at currently. Yes, so that is probably the cleanest setup that I have on EU. and potentially just aiming for, I think as a start, these highs would be my initial target for 8-hour trade. 14 pips is good. Let's look at the 15-minute again. Yes, so that is then my analysis for EU. Hope it makes sense. Please ask questions if you're not sure, understand it, or you feel confused. Send me a message on Discord or wherever you feel comfortable with, and let's sort it out and make sure you understand completely what is the story. Potentially this could end up in a very nice swing position if we were to be able to hold it and take it all the way towards the upside, which is absolutely possible. I mean, if we see the momentum and you see if you're on the right side of the tracks, you just follow the trade, follow the momentum. So that is then possibly what can be happening this week. Maybe perhaps made the low of the week yesterday on Monday, and today the rest of the week we just continue up higher and into next week. So that is me for today, guys. I hope you guys understood it. Hope you're happy with it. Yes, have a great day. Happy trading, safe trading, and then see you on the other side. Enjoy it, have fun, good luck.